Hey everybody, I'm Ryan McCaffrey with IGN. Welcome to July's IGN First. We are profiling No Man's Sky. We are celebrating the incredible potential of No Man's Sky and exploring what the heck it actually is, because everyone's so curious. We're going to be just deep diving into the game all month long. I'm joined by the founder of Hello Games, Sean Murray, also the programmer and genius behind No Man's Sky. Just take the compliment.
Yeah.
So Sean, you're going to start by giving us a little guided tour, and then maybe we're going to drive a little bit.
Yeah. So we're here just on a totally normal planet. It's not like I'm trying to show you anything in particular.
Right.
This is pretty average No Man's Sky action, basically.
Okay.
It's not like there's some crazy creature that I want to show you or something like that. And I guess that's what we've been trying to show at E3, is just giving people a flavor of like, this is the game as it is. This is your kind of average 5-10 minutes with the game. So I have a jetpack there, that's what I was using, which I can use to kind of fly about.
That's a weird looking fish.
Yeah, so we were kind of trying to show people, I guess, and trying to show you guys some of the things that you might do in the game, right? Like there's lots that you can do, but I'll give you some idea of some of the roles that you might have. So for instance, we saw some weird looking fish over there. So if we can find them again, then we can scan them.
There they are.
And we've now discovered those, right? So that was really easy,
Okay.
right? But they're not particularly rare fish. So actually that discovery isn't worth that much, okay? But it's worth something. So if I go to a beacon, which would be like the red marker over there, which is way in the distance actually, or there's another one up there. If I go to that, jetpack over there, say, then I can upload that discovery. I can name it, right? And I'll get some money for doing that. So if you look in the top left-hand corner, over on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got a number and then a little U symbol, and that's the number of units that you have. So that's your currency in No Man's Sky.
Got it, okay.
And you use units to buy new ships, buy new weapons, right? And the ships and the weapons are procedurally generated as well, so there's like literally hundreds of thousands of different kind of variants of ship and weapon that you can discover, right?
Your ship there looks pretty cool already, but what is that, a low-level ship? Is that a high-level ship?
So this is probably a low-level fighter ship, I would say. It's actually got a really good cargo space, but not great weapons.
Got it.
So if I discover a planet, or I discover a creature, something like that, then I can upload it. I'll get some money for that, and depending on how hostile the planet was, how hard it was to find, or the same goes for a creature, then I'll get varying amounts of money for that, right? When I do, I name it, I'm uploading it to this atlas, which is a central computer.
Got it.
That
all players can access that?
That all players can access. So something was just attacking me there, and that's this little ghost.
What's his problem?
Doesn't he know
What's his problem?
Doesn't he know I'm trying to demo?
You're just a nice explorer. You're not doing
So
anything.
if I
Oh
don't-
my goodness.
If I don't want to kill him, I can shoot at the ground. I can kill him if you want.
Well, I guess you offered, so he's got to die.
So that's another way you can play the game. You can just, not come in peace, and you can kill all the creatures, right? But when you do, you'll find that people don't like you so
That
much.
one's smart. He ran away.
He's running away now because I have shot some creatures, and they do remember that. But it's drawn some attention. So
Right.
this is the Sentinel, and he saw me doing it. And you can see in the top right-hand corner of the screen, I've got a wanted level.
That's what that is. Okay.
So now I've got a 2-star wanted level.
You are really pissing this planet off, Sean.
So basically from all over the planet, these Sentinels will now start making their way towards me.
And how can we get rid of the wanted level?
So by evading them, so I could fly out into space.
A little Grand Theft Auto-esque in that regard.
Yeah, luckily
Play
they
well.
haven't patented that particular mechanic, so we can steal it. No, it makes sense. Basically, this universe has rules.
Yeah.
Actually, these Sentinels are a race of self-replicating robots, right?
You totally violated the Prime Directive on this planet.
So they are now getting a bit more troublesome. and I'm probably not going to survive for very long.
So, and this is all. None of this had to happen.
It started
this is
with
actually,
a goat.
It's all my fault.
You made that choice.
This is 100%
and
my fault.
It escalated quickly, right?
Sure did. It sure did. So, all right, we've respawned. Is there a penalty for death, or in the sense of?
So the discoveries I've made, the resources I've gathered that I haven't uploaded, or the resources that I haven't stowed or sold on, they're gone now.
What? It's really hard to listen to you because I just keep looking around.
I don't want to hear that right now. It's really hard to listen to me.
My eye just keeps being caught by other interesting things going on the screen because it's what everyone is really latched onto.
Let's avoid the goat this time.
What everyone is latched onto with No Man's Sky is the sense of discovery.
I'm going to shoot the ground, and he'll get scared.
All right, he's going to get scared. All right, so he's
so let's do something a bit more chilled out.
Let's do it.
Mine some resources.
Okay.
So you can see that when I mine some resources, I get
get the scientific
symbols underneath. Yeah. So we have our own periodic table in No Man's Sky. So we could have used the real world one, but we were worried people would learn something. So
we can't do that in a video game.
No, I know. So we had to create our own. No, it's our own kind of sci-fi version of the real world periodic table, right? So just like the periodic table, you can combine elements. So I can mine these elements and I can combine them, and that will create kind of new, new alloys. And actually, I can sell them on for more money, basically. Because all of these things that I mine, I can sell. I can sell them at trading posts like this one. So you can see other traders doing the same. And these would be other AI. Potentially they could be other players. So they're landing there and dropping off their goods. Go away, guys.
Damn it,
run away. There you go.
Scare him off. See ya.
So yeah, they're coming to that trading post. They're trading goods with the kind of overall galactic kind of economy.
Right.
So I can actually be a trader in the game. I can buy low and sell high, and I could actually be really, really boring and never visit a planet, right? I could just go from space station to space station, kind of gathering resources, buying them, and selling them.
Yeah, we'll talk more about the economy later on in our month of IGN First.
So yeah, another thing that I can do is I can go into my UI, and I can browse through this. So you'll see that your ship, your weapon, and your suit, they all have an inventory. And in that I can install technologies, which are kind of upgrades. And I can also store kind of goods, resources.
Right.
And I can combine them from here, I can craft them, and I can use it for trade and selling later on.
And it looks like there's a player progression system. It seems you're the rank of journeyman right now.
Yeah, that's really about my ship and this type of hyperdrive that I have.
Got it.
Right. I can also browse all my discoveries. We just found that one little fish, right? But later on, as I go through the game, that becomes kind of really important, actually, as an explorer, because it fills in with everything that I've ever collected before.
Wow.
Right. So every discovery that I've made, everything that I've found. So it's, actually becomes like an encyclopedia, basically.
Interesting.
So I've installed a new technology in my weapon. So that's how I upgrade. That's the kind of RPG element.
A No Man's in Sky Slopedia, if you will.
It's so catchy. We were going to call it that.
I'm sorry.
It's your...
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, that's why they pay you the big bucks.
If only.
So, like right now I can't mine this, right? Because my weapon isn't powerful enough, but I install this upgrade, and so now I have a plasma weapon, right?
Oh, wow.
And so I can use that to blow giant holes in the world.
Or make caves, theoretically.
Yes, and there are cave networks that you can find, you can burrow down.
And all of this, I mean, all of this, everything on the screen is just math, right?
Yeah, that's
underneath.
right. Everything that you see.
Everything's procedurally generated.
Yeah, and it's different on every planet. So the cool thing about this planet is that it is a planet. I can walk in any direction for days and days.
Right.
and weeks.
Are there any planets that don't have oxygen, for instance, that are just instantly
Well, actually, it's your
inhospitable?
suit that allows you to
Got it, okay.
breathe on planets. And there are some planets that are toxic. There are some planets that are radioactive. And those planets are actually like, you know, you need to upgrade your suit and your ship to be able to survive on those planets. So I can just hop on my ship, I can fly out, and I can also just take off into space.
Okay, well, just blew my mind. That was a thing that just happened. We were just walking around, you were swimming underwater, and now you're in space.
Yeah, so that's the cool thing about the game. I mean, we're here, that's one of the moons of this planet. There's another one. And there's the
my
planet
goodness.
underneath us. So if we look at the space station over there in the distance, you
Unreal.
can barely see it. But you can see little traders going over to the space station.
Yeah?
We can fly over to them. So you can see, you know, freighters warping in and out. And you'll actually see every now and then kind of like pirates warp in, start attacking, kind of making trouble. So we've just seen that there. So just some pirates walked in there.
Wow.
And I think they're probably going to try attacking those freighters. And if they do, I reckon they're probably going to get wiped out. Yeah. So when he did, he dropped his loot.
Oh, look at that, and you can just swoop right in.
I can just swoop in and grab it. So you can kind of play as a scavenger.
Yeah, how are some of the
pick
different
things up.
ways you can play the game? Like, for instance, purely exploration, purely
Yeah.
for scientific discovery,
Yeah.
purely
and
for combat?
you can absolutely play for combat, and that's a really popular way to play the game. So you can be a trader as well, but playing for combat, you would, you know, typically either start attacking ships like that and join in with those pirates, and maybe stand a chance of taking down a freighter. And if you take down a freighter, or even try and take down a space station, if you manage to achieve that, that is a huge, you know, huge achievement, and will net you a lot, basically. You know, that is kind of a real windfall, but you're going to probably get into a lot of trouble trying to do that. You'll draw a lot of police attention. So it's quite a big intergalactic crime, if you will.
So I'm preparing to be amazed again. You are so now approaching the atmosphere of the moon, of this particular moon, coming in.
And you can see that even from a distance, you can see these, you know, these mountains, these rocks, these formations, and I can just now press triangle and land.
This is literally the most open world game of all time.
Well, it's yeah, open universe, I guess.
Those moon dinosaurs are a little intimidated by you.
As they should be. They've heard what I did to that ghost.
The word gets around the galaxy fast.
Yeah. And so these crystals that you find, they're on a lot of planets.
Yeah.
They're not actually worth that much, but when you start off in the game, they are like a way to earn some money easily. And
Right.
actually destroying these doesn't really grab the attention of the Sentinels. If you were to mine a planet really heavily, then that would, you know, that causes a lot more trouble. So let's just, if we do a quick scan, we can grab some of these creatures. And you'll also see a bunch of points of interest light up around the planet. So these are all places we could go and visit. They will be, you know, some of them will be ancient relics, some of them will be actual like trading posts, kind of shops where you can get things, maybe find new weapons, buy new weapons, and some of them are just kind of random drops of stuff.
So earlier you mentioned discovering things and getting to name them. So if you had discovered these little baby dinosaur things, you could have named them Shaunosaurs, and then it would be that way for everyone who ever finds them?
I could have named them Shaunosaurs, yeah. And I could, yeah, go across the galaxy just naming everything after myself, if I so wish.
Well, yeah, why not?
So I can also just, once I'm out in space, I can hop into the galactic map.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So everything that we've just seen is actually one planet and some of its moons. So we haven't even touched on what a solar system is, you know. But every one of these is a solar system. Every one of these points of light is a sun that has its own set of planets, planet-sized planets that have creatures, life, and everything else. If I zoom
Might
around
some
a
of
little
them
bit-
be light 24/7 or dark 24/7 or?
Well, actually, if you fly down to the dark side of a planet, then it will be nighttime. If you fly down to the light side of a planet, it will be daytime, and halfway in between, it will be kind of dusk or whatever. And they're all like spinning on their own axis and things like that. So that's what causes day to turn to night.
Wow.
So normally, I would only be able to reach the planets nearby me, those ones that are joined by lines,
Yeah.
with my current hyperdrive. But given that this is kind of my build of the game and I can do whatever I want.
You are literally God.
Yeah, exactly. Although I can still get killed, right? So what does that say? So I can just zoom out from this and I can kind of select anyone at random.
I hope everyone, I mean, this is, I've never seen anything like this in a video game before. I am having a bit of trouble comprehending what's going on because this is incredible.
So that over there, that's the center of the galaxy. So that's where people are trying to get to. So they
Right.
start off on the outside edge.
It's the ultimate goal of the game is to
Yeah,
reach
for
that.
a lot of people at least.
Right.
Some people will never try and make that journey. They'll just, you could actually just start up on a planet and just spend your whole time exploring it.
So what awaits us in the center of the galaxy? Spiritual enlightenment, untold wealth, immortality,
Peter Molyneux.
Peter Molyneux, Curiosity Cube. It would be amazing if Peter Molyneux were the center of the universe in No Man's Sky. I'd just like to go on record.
We'll see what we can do. No, so there is a reason that you would keep playing,
Yeah.
if you got there. But for a lot of people, it'll be the point where they feel like, okay, I've completed No Man's Sky, and we're cool with that. They'll put down the pad at that point.
But
Some
does the
people will
game
never.
end technically?
No.
No, it never. You can always go. There's always
Yeah, there's
anywhere
more
else
to
to
do
go.
and more to explore. Yeah, but there is certain things that become available to you, certain reasons why actually the game sort of has almost like a new beginning when you reach the center.
So
why it's
are there
worth
sort of
playing on.
gentle narrative hooks to slowly lure you towards the center of the universe that you're then free to ignore? Or is it purely about finding your way and just somehow being lured by the center of the
You can
universe?
select one at random if you want.
I will do that. I will happily do that.
So at the outside edge, things are pretty safe, actually. Where
My
you
controller's vibrating now. What does that mean?
because you're near a star.
Okay, let's take that.
And if you hit square, we can warp to it.
Lay in a pulse. Engage. And we will see what awaits in this new universe and on that new planet later on in IGN First. Be sure to stay tuned all month long. So much more to discover on IGN First.